Hello, hello. So I guess I'm just going to be monologuing over this donut I made. Hopefully it's a little bit interesting. First time trying something like this, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I decided to try to make the Blender donut in Maya, because I was bored. Yeah, but I didn't want it to be exactly the same, so took a bite out of it there. And then I just had to kind of stitch the model together a bit. Make that fit. And there I'm just roughing it up so that it's not a completely even flat surface. That would look way too unnatural for a bitten donut. I still don't get it quite as rough as it probably should be, but oh well. It'll be good enough for a one-day Blender donut challenge in Maya. Alright, here I'm just checking for some duplicated edges or some n-gons. Some nasty little things. Found a couple of them. Well, you should always clean your mesh. Yeah, I kind of destroyed the edge loop flow of this, but oh well. No one's going to be critiquing it, hopefully. And I just did some very simple UVs, not showing it because no one wants to see me lay out two half crescents. Here I throw it into Substance Painter. Where it's going to really turn from this strange, glossy object into a donut, hopefully. Just getting the color set up here. Try to add some variation so it looks a little bit more real. I always have trouble with organic objects, especially like bread or meat. They have so many weird, subtle textures to them I don't really understand. But I noticed that on the reference image I had, the donuts had the bread, these little tiny dots on it, on the bread surface, that really gave it texture. That's subtle, but it really helps. You can already tell. Just with the little dots in there, it looks way more like a donut and less like a shiny cylindrical object. Now I'm experimenting with getting kind of a highlighted edges there. I noticed on the reference image that a lot of the edges were kind of lighter shaded, like they weren't quite toasted as much. So I was trying to get that color in there. Oh, it had some weird light dust sprinkles or sugar sprinkles on the donuts that made it look very appetizing. So I was trying to get that in here. I think that turns out okay. A nice extra subtle detail, make it look a bit more realistic. Here I'm just editing the coloring a little bit, trying to get some more variation, some more color darkening, so it looks more like a real bread object. I guess the reference image I had kind of like an indent along the edge there that really separated the top of the donut from the bottom of the donut. I thought it looked real nice, so I'm trying to replicate that with some very harsh bevels on a straight drawn line. I think it worked pretty well. It also helps to hide the seam, so that's helpful. Makes it look better than it is. And here I'm trying to get that breaded highlight that I saw in the reference, and I think that really works. Like, it looks pretty good. A little bit too even. I'm not sure if oh, I did rough it up. Okay, good, good. I know what I'm doing past me. I'm generally not very good, like I said, at breaded objects or anything really organic, but this is turning out fairly nice. Ah, the classic Blender donut with the pink top. Or the pink frosting, I should say. It's real important with organic things not to have any like super straight, unnatural, almost machined looking lines. So I'm coming around here and I'm just roughing up the edges with some smooth brushes to make it look more like applied frosting rather than perfectly straight, machined metallic frosting put on there. I think I missed around the bite mark, which is probably where it should be the most smudged. Oh, can't fix it now. So it turned out pretty good. I didn't like how flat it was looking on the lighting, so I just painted on a little bit of like black shadow on the top to add some variation. I think it turned out alright. Oh yeah, frosting, it's not completely flat. There's a couple of bumps and variations there, so I'm trying to get that kind of like lumpy frosting feel. I had to go through a couple different generators until I found one. I think I settled on the Gaussian blur at a very low level. Or Gaussian blur, the Gaussian generator with a height map attached. Immediately it looks more realistic, a little bit nicer. Now here I'm trying to find a way to put sprinkles on there. Trying to find some fun generators. I experimented a bit with some different cells, cell generator maps, and some different, I think I tried to use a brick generator. And then I figured out, hey, they have just a tile generator that can generate whatever I want on there. Don't even have to try to find some convoluted way of going about it. So I use a tile generator to generate something that looks approximately like a sprinkle. There was a bit of a challenge though, considering the frosting's already like as high as the height map can go. So then trying to make something that's supposed to peek out of the frosting like the sprinkles are supposed to. That took a bit of finagling. I'm pretty sure what I ended up doing was I created an anchor point on these sprinkles, and then I used either an outline map or an inverted dirt generator map, or maybe just a regular dirt generator map to get like the edges of these sprinkles, and then add a slight negative height to that, so that it really kind of emphasizes each individual sprinkle. It's not perfect, but it works all right. Yeah, you can see that really helps them pop just a little bit, making them look a little bit more 3D, a little bit less like painted on sprinkles. And once I had the first color sprinkles, all I had to do was duplicate that, change the color, and then change the seed so they'd spawn in different locations around the frosting there. It's looking pretty delicious donut-like to me. Now this part, I'm pretty sure I didn't do very well. It turns out okay. Trying to have that interior bread feel. Trying to texture that's always been a bit of a challenge because it's such a complicated shape. Or series of shapes, I should say. To get that weird, like, bread, internal bread look. I think that's relatively the right shape, but I wasn't sure how to get it to have the right amount of, I guess, ambient occlusion and height differentiation to get it to look like it's an interior bread texture. But you can tell it's trying to be. And I guess that's a little bit, I guess it's okay. It's acceptable. I'm just coping with my lack of texturing skill here. Some nice rotting molding bread there. That B&W map, I think, is what I dropped on there. Try to add some of that variation I was looking for. It's a little bit too bright. Looks like someone bleached the interior of it. Well, there's no depth on the frosting on the outside as well. It's something I could have improved. Alright, that looks good enough. Quite like that. It's not perfect, but it's the best donut I've done that I can remember. I played around with painting on some highlights. I don't think I kept any of them. It didn't look too great. And that's my Blender donut in Maya, or at least my attempt there. It came out very well. It took me about 3 hours to do. I'm trying to get a nice render of it. It was a fun little project, and I think it's a good first upload here. If any of you, my 3 subscribers I've gotten over the last 8 years, want to see more of this, or just anything like this, just tell me in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. I try to upload about once a week, if I can. Yeah, maybe build something here. Maybe do some art, maybe some tutorials. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.